Hey, what are you doing here? Get out of my... Wait, we're rolling? Oh, shit. Oh, g'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Bloodied Firerate 2-star legendary light machine gun. Now, this is Miranda. This was a Tinkerbell's. That's a nickname here. This was her, like, main primary weapon, which I'd use basically all the time before the damage nerf came along and took away our multiplicative damage. This thing was a queen killer back in the day. You could get, like, what, 700-ish damage, and you're going to be getting that 700 damage per bullet very, very fast. The reloads on this thing were a bit of a pain in the ass, but that's okay. It had the damage output to deal with most things pretty easily, so you could time your reloads in, you won't get overrun by something like ghouls or anything. So a 3-round burst to kill basically anything meant that the 75 round capacity was not really that much of a problem, but in the additive damage world, the damage nerf, this thing might not perform as well. So we'll be investigating how good this thing does with a proper min-max build today. 42 damage, which is with the just a standard automatic receiver. I could get slightly better with the prime one, but the prime bullets are used for killing Scorched Beast Queen, so we'll just use the standard ones because I've almost got 11,000 of those bad boys. We'll chuck on some perks. Heavy gunner perks are the way to go. Nice and clean strength tree there. And we're going to be utilizing Ricochet again for tanking as many bullets as we can, as well as Dodgy and Action Girl. We've got Stabilized to increase our accuracy and increase armor penetration. Very, very important now that we don't have multiplicative damage to boost our damage to a point where this is probably all that necessary. But the actual hipfire accuracy that we get out of this, and whilst we're utilizing it, is a really good thing. And we can chuck Bloody Mess on if we feel like. Potentially Quick Hands could be good with this, but I kind of don't want to run the mag dry. I'd rather have a tactical reload when there's a little bit of a lapse in combat rather than relying on a 1 in 6 chance to get that fully emptied out and to reload it instantly. We've also got Tenderizer. That'll kick in a little bit, like a 2 or so seconds after we fire the initial bullet on the target. We've also got Revenant there, which I probably don't need. I could probably get away with something like Life Giver there, and that'll just give me a little bit of extra staying power. I've got a concentrated fire, and there's awareness because we're kind of filling out perception, so I can be slightly more accurate in VATS, mainly for shotgun use, because Tinkerbell is a shotgun heavy gunner user. We've also got some of these perks of the legendary variety. That's good. This one probably won't be utilizing all the time, but if we can get the initial sneak attack critical on a My Alert Queen, or a Swan, or a Scorched Beast, then that 30% multiplicative damage will be very useful as we are, getting into it. We've also got this 20% chance to auto-revive. It is nice. Don't think that synergizes with Revenant because it doesn't actually, put you down on the ground to be revived. It basically resets your health to whatever rads you've got, and then you're good to go again, which is cool. Extra perception and all of these are just for filling out perks and allowing me to have extras to increase my damage potential or viability in certain scenarios. Escape Artist is probably a waste here, but we've got 5 adrenaline, so when we get all those kills up, and they'll be good. And now we're doing 74 damage, so 42 to 74. Let's get nerd ragey. Okay, so now our health is at a dangerously low level with plenty of radiation. Don't worry, we're immune to becoming ghouls because canonically they're immune because I said so. Nerd Rage is there, and now with all of that extra damage from Adrenal Reaction and Nerd Rage itself and the Bloodied Legendary effect, 136. You probably won't find many light machine guns doing as much as that these days, so decent, I guess. This is quite a difference though, but obviously that's not going to be factoring in the extra explosive damage, which I believe is still unlisted. Okay, so welcome to Crazy Vlakov's place of automobiles, and if you're wondering what country this weapon come from, it no longer exists. Now, let's put it in H and kill every single super mutant in here. Please spam car emojis, please. We need to feed the SS. Feed the SS. Fuck Turtle off. Feed the SS. Let's go. Feed my hungry V8. My V8 is thirsty. I haven't got her yet, but she will be, so let's feed her. Help those in need. Feed my SS whilst I'm feeding these super mutants lead. Lots and lots of lead. So I'm not getting those 3-round burst kills anymore, which is, it's a little bit unfortunate. But it has made this weapon feel, dare I say, balanced. I kind of like the idea of just 3-banging these super mutants. And oh, this doggo trying to run away. I gotta let damage over time kill his ass. Yeah, I'm gonna leave him. If he wants to chase me around, so be it. But my suit's damage over time is gonna catch him in the end here. We're down to 10% health at this point, so we get another rank of extra damage from Bloodied. And I might consider using... Where the... I really expected this dog to chase. We got stuck on a pile of rubble. And fine, whatever, we've all been there. But, you know, that doggo didn't have any drinks to excuse his behavior, so I'm not taking it. Anyways, we'll keep on going. We'll probably don't want to completely drown our AP bar because we're going to need it for the dodgy hits because we're not healing anymore because they fixed that bug. But we are actually getting some cheeky sneak criticals here, and we've got stabilized to sort of back up our accuracy here. So as long as we can keep the recoil in check and aim with these sights that aren't perfect, to be honest. Apologies to phone users, you probably can't see what's going on right now, and I play on a goddamn laptop, so I'm having a little bit of a hard time seeing. But yeah, this thing still crushes. Obviously, it's not as easy to use as a Gatling plasma because it just throws explosions everywhere. You don't have to actually bother aiming it at all. But a little bit of precision, a little bit of user input, this thing is still a very potent weapon as like a first impression thing, right? Now, I don't want to be those YouTubers flexing cars, right? Because it's usually all of those, like, super massive YouTube people, and they're flexing their, like, really expensive Italian supercars. And I've just got a Holden Commodore. Fuck off, it's sick, though. So, you know, people might be interested in seeing what it looks like. And I reckon it does look good. It will look good until the dust gets on it. Righto, so what we'll do here is try to go for headshots because these guys, as long as we don't stagger them, and that was a nice little effect of ricochet there, we managed to avoid quite a lot of damage, but yeah, these guys don't dance around like human NPCs do, and if they get staggered, well, we've already got another couple of bullets that are going to get there very, very quickly to kill them anyway. So yeah, I'm feeling this thing has still got the strength to deal with your enemies quite easily. It may just be a little bit less efficient on ammo these days, but they've made provisions for, in terms of legendary perks to, you know, help you through that. And I think Tier grabbed himself ammo factory rank maximum, or a couple of ranks in that, because he was using that much bullets, and it feels like an essential one. But the biggest, most unfortunate thing about the legendary perk system is that you have to spend points to swap stuff out, so you're keeping on swapping perks out like you would with perk cards is disincentivized, which I think is the wrong approach to take, because not all the time you're going to be crafting ammo, which means not all the time you'll need to have that perk there, potentially, you know, lessening your damage output. And there's the advantage of having an MG42 versus something like a rotary barrel minigun, because I was able to shoot him with so many bullets that he didn't even get to spin up his barrel. And I was watching his barrel because I thought, well, I'm in for it now, but nah, just shoot him and they're all dead. Yes, I've always found the MG, the light machine gun, to be an extremely reliable weapon, and although it's not going to be killing anything nearly as fast as it was pre-patch, I still think this is a very dependable weapon, and with the right build and setup, you could probably have a really fun time with this. That was a double howl from that dog, which was interesting. Alright, so yeah, it kills super mutants pretty easily, but now we won't have serendipity or ricochet to deal with the ghouls, and we're starting off with less than half of what we've got left in our health. Can I do it? Possibly. Okay, we've got Strangleheart Power Armor, which is the one I always use because I find the diminishing curve of damage resistance makes the, I guess, the Secret Service Power Armor just a false grind. It's nice to have it, you get slightly better defense ratings, but I think the offensive bonus of the Strangleheart is much better than what you could get as a, you know, the small defensive bonus. As the Skyrim gods say, good offense is is the best. Something about good offense means good defense, alright? I don't remember the quote specifically, but something along those lines. And that's kind of like a little bit of a... Hello? Ah, Wendigo's shown up. Little baby Earl. He goes down. You'll go down, you'll go down. Why am I even bothering aiming down sights? I clearly don't need to. The spread on this thing with stabilize is basically nothing. Now, ideally, I'd like a reduced weight version of this, but I'd actually consider trying out a less VATS cost, because if you can burst fire this thing and slow your shots down, you might actually find yourself being able to use this in VATS a little bit. The AP cost is still going to be high because it's a heavy weapon and doesn't have a reflex sight to do it with. That's something for modders to add in later on. Also, those ghouls were like statues before I showed up. Yeah, great work at destroying my immersion, guys. But I'm glad that the MG still shreds like it does. And of course, it's always going to suck about it not being as powerful as it was before, but that's just the way it goes. Bethesda wanted people to play for longer, didn't want people to smash out Scorch Beast Queens by themselves in less than a minute during streams. You know, it kind of makes them look like incompetent developers because they give us all these tools to be powerful, and they don't foresee just how powerful we get. But that's why we min-max, right? Because we want to get the best out of our weapons. Okay, we'll down one more purified water just to get the health ticking up a little bit. Don't need to have my health at 10% whilst engaging these guys. Old mate with a missile launcher, he'll go down. You'd think they'd be kind of dangerous, the missile launcher guys, but if you've got a dense chest piece, they literally do nothing. And old mate has summoned the doggers, that's fine. See, you know, in terms of how Bethesda are designing games, sure, him taking that many bullets might make sense for the balance, but no, I'm thinking that I'd only take one of these bullets to drop these guys. I guess you could rationalize it as being realistic, doing that much damage, because there's not going to be a whole lot of things in this game that can stand up to, you know, more than a burst of this. Like, maybe super mutants if you, like, said that the FEV was, like, super mega ultra steroids. Behemoths, sure. Scorch Beasts, yeah, I suppose. Unless you're, like, landing him and hitting him on the head, right? Scorch Beast Queen, she must have a thick skull or something because she takes the headshots pretty well. Right, that's a sneak attack critical, which means we should have the follow-through bonus and tenderizer. Good old stealth heavy gunner, never lets me down against one. You see, the problem is that I've always felt that this game was grind heavy enough already, but then they reduce the damage that you could possibly get, right? And he's got damage over time, so we're going to make sure we get him. Now, potentially we could be utilizing something like, we'll just float with our jetpack to make sure it doesn't claw at us. We could be using something like One Gun Army to cripple him, and that would have been the better pick here because I'm not currently being shot at. In fact, let me just find that. Excellent. Now we're slightly more better equipped to deal with a Mylark Queen if it happens to show up. I'm still in danger somehow. I believe the crackheads have engaged the crabs down here, so we got to deal with those things. And unfortunately, we cannot VATS them when they're around foliage. Foliage, when they're in the plants. But we've taken out the two Mylark Queens that are around. There's another baby crab just shuffling about. We'll just get the Mylark Queen out. We might actually have cocked that up a little bit. No, I'm in danger from you, so we'll just shoot you a little bit. Wait for the bonuses to engage, and then try to do this without dying. I've just pulled the aim down sight bug there. I right-clicked again to aim down sights, and I got out of it though, which is nice. We can counter that bug now, I suppose. But yes, double mag dump for that one is not particularly ammo efficient. And going back to the grind thing before I was distracted by Mylark Kings charging at me. Actually, the aim down sights bug must still happen? Yeah. I was moving around like normal though, but all of my, like the depth of vision, the field that you see when you aim down sights, at least on PC was there. That was weird, but yeah, you're gonna, like you could push just even like the Ammo Smith rank 2 and the super duper bullets that you get out of a craft. You could push that so much further pre-patch. So yeah, grinding to make bullets in between normal gameplay, I feel like you're going to have to do a lot more of that now, which it just sucks, man. Okay, One Gun Army equipped here will probably be the better pick. Probably not. We're going to get shot at by Scorch, so potentially avoiding whatever damage we're going to take from that would be a good idea. Tell you what, I might get a mod, if we ever get mod support, that stops this bullshit blinding explosions that happen when Scorch beasts yell at you. I don't think it's a particularly fun thing in the game. We actually might have crippled one of his wings there because he immediately changed his positioning there. We shot him in the bum. It's a comically funky way to die, Mr. Bat. Whoops. Hello, boys. Got a whole insane clown posse following me, and including the punchy guys, which I don't even want to know how much damage they do. Still annoys me that, you know, being hit by bullets staggers you less than being hit by some blunt axe tip, you know? Oh well, gotta make the melee enemies dangerous somehow. What I might do here, if I've got no AP, I've screwed myself up, I've played myself here. I was gonna scope them out in bats so I could see them better. Maybe I should tilt the screen so I can see it? That's better. Ah, I can see now. Oh, even better. Right, so we are using quite a lot of bullets, it feels like, but I guess we're seeing a decent return of XP per enemy killed. Righto. Out comes old Scorchy. We'll go ahead and give him a mouthful of this lead, and we've managed to kill him before we finish the mag off. So, considering damage patches and everything, I'm happy with that. I feel like VATS should target the thing that you're aiming at most. I'm not sure how they ought to code that, but yeah, I was going to lock onto that guy's head, not the Scorched in front of me. I don't know, VATS just kind of feels weird these days. They must have busted something, and like I showed off before, you can't hit things in foliage, which is not ideal. Also, I've got that explosion perk. What's the name of it? I don't commit these to memory. Far-flung fireworks. Yeah, had that in the air. So, you know, we destroyed his appendix. It blew up as we killed him. But I think you get the idea of the Bloodied Firerate MG42. It's still a decent weapon. It still shreds. Like most things, not as good as it was, but I still think this is viable enough. Against things that have the massive damage resistance where you could use Bloodied to sort of sidestep that, maybe not so good. You probably want to use a Bloodied explosive Gatling plasma against them. Just shoot the queen in the legs when she's landed and let the explosives do the work, because that's how you do it. Don't think this will be as an effective weapon against everything like a fixer. And I've almost used, like, what, how many bullets is that? 1800-ish? Yeah. That's a steep price, so yeah. Probably want to prime this thing and get ammo factory at all rank, and then you can have basically bullets flying out your nostrils to feed this thing. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the matter. This thing's still good. See ya. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.